Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Amanda and this is my channel all about knitting. Today's video is going to be all about summer patterns that are going to be great knit up with those fibers we typically only use in warmer weather like cotton and linen. I am really excited to show you everything I've found today, so let's jump on in. One other quick thing before we get to all of those patterns. I always tend to knit during these videos just because I'm sitting here and staring at a camera, so I might as well do something productive with my time. So I'm working right now on my first tee by Hive Knits, which you can't see at all because it's knit out of black yarn, but I am knitting this actually, I just dropped some stitches. I am knitting this actually out of a summer fiber, so great pattern to work on during this video. I also have a giveaway that I'm going to be doing in this video, so you definitely want to watch all the way through so you can get all the details on the giveaway. So the first pattern I want to talk to you about today is the Aosta Summer Top 2.0 by the Knit Purl Girl. This is a DK weight tee pattern. It is knit with a gauge of 18 stitches by 28 rows. And you're looking at 12 different sizes for this garment. The finished bust circumference is going to be anywhere from 30.75 to 58.75 inches or 78 to 149 centimeters. For ease, it has a relatively wide range, anywhere from 1.5 inches of positive ease to 1.5 inches of negative ease for sizes A through H. And then for sizes I through L, anywhere of 2 inches to 2 inches positive or negative ease. In centimeters, that is 3.5 centimeters. Either positive or negative ease for sizes A through H, anywhere within that range. And then for sizes I through L, that's anywhere in the range of -5 to +5 centimeters. This sweater is knit throughout with the Andalusian stitch texture. It's a really simple knit purl texture, but I think it gives a really striking detail to the sweater. And it's also something that's going to keep you interested the whole way through. It's not just straight stockinette the whole time. You've got to pay a little bit of attention to those knits and pearls, but it's also not too complicated at the same time. It's worked from the top down in the round. You begin with the yoke and then move down into some short row shaping to give the back that little bit of lift so that it has a really good fit. And then you will start to work raglan increases with compound increases. So it's not going to be a straight raglan increase every single round. It kind of switches up a little bit, and that's going to give you a really nice curved shape around your shoulders. You'll put the sleeve stitches on hold, as is typical with raglans, or most raglans at least, and then work down through the body. Eventually you'll pick up for the collar and the sleeves to finish those off. This pattern is written. There are no charts. I don't think there's any need for charts really, so if you are good with written patterns, this is going to be just fine for you. Next, we have the Olive Top by Pernille Larsen. This is the designer for Knitting for Olive. I don't know if they're actually the owner of Knitting for Olive as well, but that's besides the point. This is a fingering weight garment. Your gauge is 34 stitches by 39 rows. This pattern comes in 8 different sizes, anywhere from a 28 to 52 inch bust circumference. In centimeters, that's anywhere from 71 to 132 centimeters. For ease, it calls for negative ease, anywhere from 1.5 to 5.5 inches, or 4 to 14 centimeters. This cute little top is worked from the top down. You're going to begin with shaping all of the individual triangles, so for each strap portion, front and back, you'll shape those first, then connect in the round and work all the way down the body. And then it is finished off at the bottom of the body with a really sweet little scalloped edge. Finally, you'll pick up and attach those straps and your top is finished. It is a written and charted pattern. I do believe the lace itself is only charted, and then the instructions to knit the top are written. It's definitely a sweet little lacy summer top. I love wearing stuff like this where it's got the deep V in the front. It's airy because of the lace, but it's still very cute. You could totally get away with wearing this just over top of a bra, a new bra, or a cute little bralette. It's definitely a staple type tank that's elevated a little bit with that lace and the sweet little scalloped edge. Next, we have the Nurtured Bralette by Celine Feyten. Don't don't get scared by this one. You can definitely adjust this pattern to be longer than just a bralette and use it as a tank pattern. I've seen a lot of people do that. There's quite a few pictures on Ravelry, in fact, of different people that knit it in that way. It is a fingering weight garment with a gauge of 26.5 stitches by 38 rows. This bralette comes in 9 different sizes, anywhere from a 31.5 to a 61.5 inch bust circumference, or 79 to 154 centimeters. I do also have one other note I want to read quickly about the sizing. Each size has at least 5 short row cup sizes available, with more cup sizes available the larger the size gets. And cup sizes are based on bust cup depth, and a different cup size can be worked for each side if you want to. So depending on your personal shape, size, whatever you want to call it, you can adjust this bralette to fit you perfectly. This pattern does call for negative ease, about 8 inches or 20 centimeters of negative ease. It is worked from the top down seamlessly, it says without grafting and with minimal finishing, and it is both written and charted. And like I said earlier, all you have to do to change this bralette into a tank is simply knit the portion below your bust longer to your preferred length. You can crop it, you can make it a full length tank, totally up to you. So now we've hit the giveaway portion of this video. I'm very excited to be able to offer a copy of Marzena's new ebook, Sydney Summer Knits, to one lucky winner. So before we get into the patterns that are in this book, they're all beautiful summer patterns that I think you're going to absolutely love. I do want to tell you a little bit about the book just so you kind of get an idea of what you're entering for this giveaway. It is a ebook full of 100 pages of beautiful photos, patterns, information on Sydney, Australia. It's a really cool book that Marzena has spent a lot of time putting together. So like I said, it is full of beautiful photos of both the patterns in this book as well as photos all around Sydney. And then pattern-wise, it has 4 different patterns. They're beautiful. There's a dress, a couple different tank tops, and a tee, and they are obviously full of information on the pattern, but I really loved how she gave information on not just why she chose the yarn that she knit each pattern out of, but also an abundance of different options of yarn that you could use to knit up your own version. So if the yarn that she used to knit the pattern is not easily accessible for you or not within your budget, you have a whole bunch of different options at your fingertips on what you can knit these patterns with. I know sometimes it can be really hard to figure out what to do when you're substituting yarn, so it's nice to have that available for you and you don't have to think at all. And then along with all of the information on the patterns, all that sort of stuff, like I said, it's full of pictures of Sydney, Australia. You can kind of use it as a little bit of like a travel guide of places that she's found that are great to visit in Sydney. Off the top of my head, I can remember there was a small little portion talking about ice cream in there with some really good photos of ice cream. So we can see what I'm thinking about right now. I am hungry. But anyways, it's a beautiful, beautiful ebook full of some gorgeous patterns, and I'm really excited to be able to give away a copy to one of you. So all you're going to have to do to enter this giveaway, there's going to be a Google form linked in the description of this video, and I'm going to ask you just to fill that out quickly for me, and that is how I'm going to get your information on how to contact you. It'll just make it a little bit easier for me and hopefully save those spam bots commenting below your comment saying you won. I will never contact you in the comments of a video saying that you've won. For this giveaway, I am going to announce the winner in 2 weeks, on whatever video goes up in 2 weeks, and I will also contact them through the email that they supply in the Google form that I have down below. So that's how you're going to enter. Please be subscribed, fill out that Google form. It's just going to ask for your name and your email, and then whoever wins, I will get the copy of this ebook off to them. And yeah, I know I haven't done a giveaway on here in a while, so I'm excited that Marzena was willing to give a copy of this ebook so that I could have a giveaway for you, just to say thank you for being a subscriber and watching my videos that I put out. I really, really appreciate it. So with that aside, make sure you enter the giveaway. Let's get into talking about the beautiful patterns in Marzena's ebook. I think they really fit well into this video. I kind of planned this video around these patterns. The first pattern is the Woollahra tee. It's a really sweet lace tee with like fluttery little sleeves on it. I know that's not the wording I'm looking for, but I hope it makes sense. There's photos on the screen. This is a fingering weight pattern that is knit with a gauge of 28 stitches by 32 rows. There are 6 sizes available, anywhere from a bust circumference of 29.5 to 72.75 inches, or 75 to 185 centimeters. This pattern calls for positive ease, anywhere from 2 to 8.75 inches, or 5 to 22 centimeters. It is worked in the round from the bottom up, so you're going to work the whole body until you reach the part where you want to split for the sleeves, split for those sleeves, and work the front and back flat. And then once you have your front and back done, you're going to work mattress stitch to connect them at the top of the shoulder, and then pick up and work your sleeves. Most of this pattern is charted, so if you are not super confident with reading lace charts, keep that in mind. But I think I say this every video, charts are so easy to read, and once you figure them out, you're gonna be shocked that you were scared of them. They're amazing. They make, I don't know, my life so much easier. I find it so easy to get lost in written instructions, especially for lace. So the fact that these are charted is great for me. There's also obviously written instructions as well interspersed in with those charts so that you have an easy time figuring out what you're doing and you can knit this beautiful little top. It's definitely a statement piece. I think this pattern would make a really cute swimsuit cover up at the beach. It's not too long. It's not like one of those dress cover ups, but because it's knit out of a cotton or linen, granted, you could knit it out of wool if you wanted to, but because it's knit out of something so breathable like a cotton or linen, and it has all of those holes from the lace, I think it would make a really sweet swimsuit cover up, or something to put over top of a sundress as well. Next we have the Seasalt tank. This one is knit out of fingering weight held double, so you could also use something like Sandraskar and Lena for this one, which is a DK weight worsted, kind of bordering between the two weight yarn to knit this one up as well, because you're looking at a DK weight gauge for this. The gauge is 20 stitches by 26 rows. This sweet little tank has 9 different sizes available, anywhere from 27.5 to 59 inches, or 70 to 150 centimeters. As for ease, this pattern says it can be worn with a wide range of different eases, anywhere from a negative ease of 2.5 to 0 inches, or 6 to 0 centimeters, to a positive ease of 0 to 1 inches, or 0 to 4 centimeters. So you have a lot of different options depending on what exactly you want your tank to be like. Personally, I think if I was going to knit this tank, I would do it with a little bit of negative ease, not too much. Maybe like 1 inch of negative ease. I think the way it's designed with the rows of lace eyelets and then purl rows and all the texture to it, that a small amount of negative ease would really lend nicely to the pattern. This pattern is worked bottom up in one piece in the round. It starts off with a scalloped edge, which is a theme I think is carried a lot through this ebook. Scalloped edges, picot edges, little details like that that add a bit of interest more than just a plain ribbed edge. Plus, it's so much fun to knit. Ribbing is mindless and wonderful, but I don't know, the detail of the scallop I think is just really sweet and wonderful. I keep saying sweet, but every pattern in this book is just, it's got such a sweet feminine element to it. I just love it. But yes, like I said, worked from the bottom up until you split for the front and the back. The front and the back are joined together at the top of the shoulder with a Kitchener stitch, and then you're going to pick up around the armholes and the neck and finish everything off with a I-cord. This pattern is also written and charted. The Darling dress is the next pattern in this ebook, and it is definitely darling. It is so sweet. One day when I'm brave enough to knit a dress, this is definitely going to be on my short list of dress patterns. It has the most beautiful lace for the straps and then just a really nice mindless stockinette body. This is knit out of sport weight yarn. Its gauge is 23 stitches by 33 rows, and it comes in 9 different sizes, anywhere from a 29.25 to 59.75 inch bust circumference. In centimeters, that is 74 to 152 centimeters, and it calls for anywhere from 0 to 3.25 inches of negative ease, That is about 0 to 8 centimeters. This one is worked top down in one piece. So you're going to start with the 2 straps and work the front of the dress, then work the back and connect everything together. And it is finished off with a really sweet split hem at the bottom that has picot edges that you apply once you have finished the whole body of the dress. The straps are charted while the rest of the body is just written. And then it also includes instructions on how to modify both the length and width of the dress, so you can make it your length preference, but also adjust it to your body, as it is more of like a bodycon tighter fitting dress. So it has instructions on how to make that fit you perfectly. Like I said, I definitely, one day when I'm brave and I just want to sit down and knit a whole bunch of stockinette, I'm gonna knit this one for sure. I love the little split hem on the bottom, and I think it's a really sweet summer dress. Finally, we have the Filligree tank. This one, I think, is top of my list out of the whole book to knit. It's so unique. The construction is so unique. The pattern itself is very different than anything I have seen in the past little while. It's just a really sweet tank, and it is another fingering weight tank top. The gauge for this one is 22 stitches by 36 rows. This tank has 10 different sizes, and it calls for a little bit of negative ease, a little bit of positive ease. There's not really a set ease. The pattern more so says to choose the size with the circumference closest to your chest measurement, and if you're in between 2 different sizes, to pick the size that is smaller. So for example, I have a 42-inch bust. Let's say that is in between 2 sizes. I don't have the sizes in front of me. I just have a range, but let's say there's a 40-inch bust size and a 44-inch bust size, and I have a 42-inch bust. I'm gonna go for the 40-inch bust size. As for construction, this has really unique construction, so I have to look at my notes here, because if I try to just rattle this off, I'm going to mess it up for sure. It is worked from the bottom up and sideways. So you start with the 2 back lace panels, and then you place those stitches on a holder, and the bottom edges are finished with an I-cord. Then the back pieces are put aside for later. Then you work the front piece from the bottom straight to the underarm, where decreasing starts to shape the front of the tank. You'll then add the straps onto the front and connect the straps to the back panels that you have on hold. And finally, you will connect the front and the back together with like 2 rectangle sections that you work sideways, and those go under your arms. I'll have pictures on the screen that will show exactly what I'm saying, but the construction is so cool. And then it has the little buttons down the back to do the tank up. I think some little pearl buttons would be absolutely adorable. It's just so unique and nothing like anything I've seen, but also at the same time, so my style. I don't know. It's very sweet. I love the lace. I love that the front is stockinette, so it's a little bit fancy, but it's kind of like business in the front, party in the back. It's not a mullet. But that's the best type of description I have for it. It's a very sweet little tank. So yeah, that is all of the patterns inside of Sydney Summer Knits. So hopefully you found a pattern that you love out of this book, because there's going to be a knit along running for all of the patterns in this ebook, and I really, really want to join in on it if I have enough time, because like I said, I want to knit that filigree top so badly. Anyways, information on this knit along. It is going to be running from June 11th, which has passed by the time this goes up. I think it's going up on June 18th, but June 11th to August 15th. So you have all summer to pick and knit a pattern, and there's so many wonderful prizes. Scrolling through her Instagram here, I know, let's see, Ivy Fiber Co is donating some yarn. Knitting for Olive is also donating a €100 gift card, which I think is insane. So yeah, I hope you'll join along in the cal and take a look at the ebook. I'll have the ebook, the giveaway info, the cal info, everything linked down below in the description. Thank you so much to Marzena for sending me an early copy of her ebook. I thought it was so cool that I got to see everything ahead of time and share it all with you. Obviously, this is after it's released, but I think they're beautiful and such great patterns to be able to knit out of: cotton, linen, those fun summer fibers, but also, You could knit them out of wool too if you wanted and make them more of like a transition into fall or spring type piece. Let's jump into the final 3 patterns I have for this video. The first of the 3 being the Tulip tank top by Purl Soho. This one is a free pattern, by the way, which is always exciting to be able to include a free pattern. The Tulip tank is knit out of sport weight yarn. Its gauge is 24 stitches by 28 rows. And you're looking at 9 different sizes. Bust measurements here are anywhere from 31 to 63 inches or 78.75 to 160 centimeters. For ease, it calls for positive ease, anywhere from 2 to 5 inches or 5 to 12.7. I did those conversions myself, so I made them the most accurate I possibly could. 5 to 12.7 centimeters. Construction-wise, this is worked from the bottom up. You're going to start at the bottom and shape those little tulips that you've got going on in the back. And then it is folded over and grafted at the underarm to get the edging that you see. There's like that tulip edge that goes up it. So that is folded and grafted with a Kitchener stitch and then connected at the top of the shoulders as well. Pattern is free, so you can definitely go check out the pattern page and get more information on the construction as well. It has a really classic higher neckline in the front, and all of the edges are rolled on it, though you could easily pick up and knit like an I-cord onto the edge of it or a really small amount of ribbing if you weren't a huge fan of the rolled edges. This pattern is written. No need for charts because there's no cables or lace, so just a written pattern. Next we have the Lydia 2.0 by Courtney Little. This is a really sweet cropped little lace and ribbing tank. It is also knit out of sport weight with a gauge of 22 stitches by 28 rows. It comes in 14 different sizes ranging anywhere from a bust circumference of 27 to 66 inches or 68.5 to 167.5 centimeters. For ease, it calls for no ease to anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of negative ease. There was also a note on the pattern page saying that testers found negative ease gave the best fit, but up to 2 inches of positive ease was also fine for fit as well. For the construction, it has a curved front and a V back. I feel like you could get away with flipping it around and making it a reversible top if you wanted to. The pattern doesn't say that, but I'm assuming you can. And it also gives you 2 different options, so you can either work the tank in 2 flat pieces that you seam together, or you can work it in the round. So depending on your preferred construction, you can pick either. I do remember reading as well that it has like 2 different pattern files for either knitting it flat or in the round, so you won't get mixed up and accidentally read the wrong instructions. You pick whichever style you would like to knit, and that's what you print off or look at on your iPad or however you enjoy reading your patterns. This pattern is charted and written, so the lace is charted. I'm not sure if the ribbing is charted as well, but definitely the lace is charted and the whole pattern has written instructions as well. The sample photos of this show the top cropped, but of course you can always lengthen anything that you want and make a longer tank top, something that hits at your hips, or keep it the shorter length. Personally, I love shorter tanks. They look so sweet with high-waisted jeans or a higher-waisted skirt, but totally up to you and your preferences. Finally, we have the 05 side tie tank by Eleanor Alice. This one I think is really unique as well. Kind of has some similarities to the Filligree tank, but not at the same time. No, it's shape. No, it's not similar. What am I saying? Anyways, this is knit out of fingering weight yarn with a gauge of 38 stitches by 43 rows. It comes in 9 different sizes, and it doesn't have finished bust circumferences on the Ravelry page, but it does say like what chest sizes it will fit. So anywhere from a 28 to 62 inch bust or a 71 to 157 centimeter bust. It calls for positive ease of about 2 inches or 5 centimeters. This whole pattern is knit out of the basket weave stitch, which gives it a really sweet but simple texture, and it is worked flat from the bottom up. So you're going to work the front section flat, the back section flat, connect those, and then you're going to work the 4 different ties that tie the top together on the sides in that little bow. Those will be attached by seaming, though I'm sure you could graft them on somehow as well too, depending on preference. Anyways, they're attached with seaming. I'm not so sure I would adjust the length of this one too much, because I think a lot of the uniqueness from this top comes from that slit in the side that's tied up. So you do you, but I would definitely stick to about the length that the sample is knit for this tank, obviously adjusting to different torso lengths. But yeah, very cute, very unique. Kind of reminds me of an apron, but like a classy apron. That's a terrible description, but it's really unique and something I haven't seen before. This pattern is written. It doesn't have charts, but it does have what I would call diagrams. So there's images showing like how you should attach the straps to the tank, where you should be putting stitch markers, things like that, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I definitely purchased this one so I was able to look through the pattern extensively, where sometimes I kind of just look at the Ravelry page and get my information from there. But this one is definitely on my list in it as well. So I decided I would just grab myself a copy. Yeah, a very sweet, unique summer tank. So with that, there are all 10 of my summer patterns that I think would be great in summer: fibers, linens, cottons, all those wonderful things. I hope you enjoyed. I also hope you enjoyed hearing about Marzena's new ebook. Make sure you enter the giveaway for that down below in the description, and I will pick a winner in 2 weeks on whatever video goes up in 2 weeks. What day is that? Let me look. I should put the date on here as well. I will be picking a winner on July 2nd, it looks like, or I'll pick it the day before the day I'm recording, so July 1st, Canada Day, woo! So yeah, definitely enter in that giveaway if you're interested in the ebook, or just grab yourself a copy because it's a really wonderful book and I think it's highly worth purchasing. There's so much information in there. It's chock full. There's 100 pages. It's crazy. It must have been so much work to create. So make sure you enter that giveaway. Also leave down below in the comments some of your favorite summer yarns that you like to work with. I know lately I've been loving Hobie Seashell, Sandra's Carolina. They all seem to kind of be the same makeup. I love me a linen cotton mix. So let me know down in the comments what summer fibers you like working with, and maybe I'll find myself a new favorite. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed what you saw today. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot so that I can get more videos like this out to you and other people on YouTube. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the patterns you saw in today's video, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!